Okay, so let's go in. For today's agenda, we'll plan for an hour. We're going to talk briefly about the design focus for 10.1 and then list out the highlights of features that we're going to cover in the demonstration today. And then we'll go right into the demonstration, and after that we'll take you to look at our future release plans, and after that we'll be able to hold a Q&A sessions for any questions on the line. So first part, um, for ServiceWise and CustomerWise 10.1, it's the first major release that we have since 10.0. It is intended to enhance the new user interface that we introduced in version 10. And in this new release, we're focusing on bringing a better user experience and also introducing features that are can generate more productivities in this case. We have redesigned many areas from the way to manage incident level attachments and files and the presentation of how the web conversation looks like, and to tons of details, elements like the round shaped controls and the background colors for specific controls and views. So we basically have redesigned a lot of areas, and we're aiming at to continuously update the UI with strong feature sets to offer you more values in ServiceWise. While we will still be seeing the main UI framework similar with version 10, there are a few change and improvements that we brought into version 10.1. So the highlights here, we're going to cover the UI changes and features in dashboard, instant view, and customer view. And then we're going to also talk about the new reports and how to set up multiple report views. And then we'll give you a tour of the new HTML5 project plan view. And we'll also cover the updated AssetWise and ServiceWise mobile app. So that's basically the highlights for the feature that we're going to demo today. And then without much, sorry about that. Without further ado, let's dive into the demo. So this is the login screen. I'm going to log in as a sample user here. So after we log in, the home page will obviously always be the first page that user goes into. Of course, with this new version, we'll always remember the last view that you're in. So if you're in a incident or a customer or any other views like reports, it will always goes to the default view that you last signed off. But let's take a look at this homepage dashboard here. So in 10.1, we really introduced a flexible way for you to set up multiple dashboard. For example, I can have different focus on maybe requests or incidents. They can be categorized as different type of tickets in the system. And then to set up a new view like this, it's very easy. You can click on set up the views and quickly add a view name like this. And then for you to define more users to also be working in this view, it's very easy and intuitive. You just want to add the users that have interested either by account type, team group, or specific users. So you don't have to worry about who can view this view or who can access this. You just wanted to worry about who you wanted to have them work in this view and join the effort to work on this specific view here. So I'm going to add the support team here in this view. So let's add a director of support, and then I'll give them the added privilege. So it's as easy as like that. We'll quickly create a new view like this. And to create a new report content into these views are also very easy. You can add web query report by just a few clicks. And then the report will be showing you all the data that you need to look at for a specific focus. For example, if you wanted to look at our level 1 incidents, the report will basically give you a quick view of that. And to add a drawdown report, it's also very easy. For example, maybe we wanted to look at a breakdown from owners and status. Then we can easily select these two fields to be the breakdowns here, and then you can change to different colors if you like, but here we're just gonna hit submit and make this available on this view here. So it will basically quickly give you the ability to draw down into a list of different queues and teams, and you can click into that to draw down to a detailed risk list here. So basically, to set up this view is very easy. Everybody with the added privilege can easily go into this view and set up their own content. And the view will be shared with all the users that have access to view this dashboard. So the home dashboard helps you to quickly switch between different focus and easily add content to help you identify the queues and your team members' performance in this case. Okay, so let's go into the incident view here. So from the incident view, we're adding a lot of features that helps you to gain more productivity out of ServiceWise. One of popular feature that we added is the second monitor. So for people that are use more than one monitors, it's very flexible and easy. When this feature is turned on, basically all the tabs are going to go into the second view. So it's really easy for you to just have it drag into different monitors and have them sitting with the current window side by side. And you can compare the detail, the history, and all that. Will help you to have two separate views to really work in the system. Of course, if you don't really have or you don't really work in the environment to utilizing multiple monitors, we're also adding a detailed view that sits on the right side, which gives you the ability to toggle into the list and also having the ability to view the details from a ticket. Well, you won't lose focus on the list. You will still have the full view of the list, and you can toggle between the list items very easily. So let's take a deeper look at the side detail view here. So you still have all the sections on here, but we have simplified the sections to have the most important sections available to you, and all the other sections are actually nested in this drop-down menu here. And you basically have the full ability to change the status of the ticket, to modify any field values on the ticket. And we also have numerous UI updates throughout this view here. For example, we have introduced a feature that reminds you to save change once you have modified a few values, say like this drop-down choices, and you're trying to switch to another view without saving the change. The system actually will remind you to do that, and you can easily click on save, and it will basically save the change and then bring you to the next view that you're going to go. So for features like this, it's also available if you pop this view up into a full detail view. These features are also available as well. And we also have many detailed updates, like all the text edit box are now be able to easily drag and drop. And we also have this popular attachment controls. Now the new attachment controls basically give you the ability to have all the incident level attachments to sitting in a single control like this. Versus in previous version, you will always go to the event view and then select a attachment event or whatever to get a new attachment just to place it on the ticket. Versus here, you actually have the ability to select file directly from here, and you can also do drag and drop into this control. And let me actually find an incident with more data here. So once we have all the controls, once we have all the files updated to upload it to the incidents, it's very easy to preview a image file, and you can toggle between them. And to upload a document is also very easy. And then it's a very simple process to drag and drop, and once you click on save, the file will be attached to the incident. And then in this version, another focus is actually to simplify the user interface. So user will still have the ability to access all their tabs. They will have the ability to still configure their primary and secondary tabs, but will always display the primary tabs out in the front, while all the secondary tabs are going to be nested in this menu here. And once you click on one of the tabs, it will actually bring you the details and appear as a dynamic tab here. Once you select another tab, it will basically replace the dynamic tab from the secondary tabs. Of course, once you find maybe one of the tabs are mostly used, you can always add them into the primary tab, so you will always have access to that. So now let's go back to the incident list view here and try to look at some of other features here. One feature that we got requested from one of our clients are actually ticket merging. So we really took some thoughts of how to do ticket mergings here. So let me show you an example how to easily to merge a ticket from the list. So when I'm searching the keyword route, I got a return of all the tickets that are related to router issues. So if I just click on one of them and I feel like this ticket is actually probably related to this ticket 1635. So I want to just right click on it and then click on merge. And if I know the ticket ID or the keyword, I can always search for it. But in this case, I'll just do a quick search. And I want to merge it into 1635. And notice that you will have all the options to determine which part of the tickets you really wanted to merge into the router issue prompt parent tickets. So if I click on all those options here, you'll basically merge all those information into the parent tickets. Once you hit submit, it will tells you that the ticket that you have selected will actually be deleted, and all the information will be merged into the parent ticket. So once I click OK on that, still processing. So basically, once a ticket is merged into a parent ticket, it will be destroyed in the system, and all the related information are going to be kept in the parent ticket. But what if users are already getting notifications for the ticket that's been created? And let me close this out first. So once the ticket is merged into 1635, if they still have the old ID, you will be able to search the old ID, and the system will be able to return you the ticket that it actually merges into.
Hey Charlie, can I bring up a point too?
Sure.
So basically all tickets that are merged together get deleted and saved into a parent ticket, and users that have the previous ID of any child tickets will be able to see it from the parent level. There's another way in ServiceWise too. If you prefer not to delete the tickets, we can simply just link all the tickets together under one parent as well. Just want to let you know that's there.
Okay, thanks, Prince. All right, so that's some highlights that we have here in the instant view. So the next up, let's go into the customer view here, or the employee view in ServiceWise. So in this version, we have some updates in the employee view as well. The first thing that we did was we added more additional tabs and fields that you can use to track specific information about an employee in a separate work project. So I guess you guys already know that in ServiceWise, CustomerWise, the employee base and customer base are a shared base among multiple work projects. But what if you have information on a employee record that you only wanted to track in a specific work project? In previous version, we don't really have enough tabs and fields for it to do that. But in 10.1, we really added a lot of information like that. We basically added 10 more extra tabs and 20 more extra pages, few pages for you to track all the information that you need to track in a specific work project. And we have also introduced a few new controls here. One of them is the data grid, which essentially will display like a table, and you can combine the table with all kinds of choices, either drop downs and date type, or just add a box, or a simple switch, and it will auto grow for you to track as many as line items as you need. And we hope this new control will give you the ability to track extensive information for a employee or a customer. And then we'll also have the reminder of field changes. So if we did make the changes here, it will also mark as changed fields. Once you wanted to switch to another field, it will also remind you to save the change. So this feature is actually available across all different tabs, including the submission tabs. It will also be available here. And then another important improvement that we did here for the employee view is really a showcase of that we're strive to take care of the performance to be better improved in every iteration of ServiceWise. So let's take a look when we browse through the list view here. When we toggling through the list view here, as you can see, the detailed content actually loads pretty fast. The way we achieve that is we don't really load the controls anymore, but we're really updating the content in the background. So it gives you a much better performance experience in terms of browsing and toggling through the list. And this will soon be introduced in the instant and other views as well. So the next up, let's take a look at the report view here. So in the report view, similar to the multiple dashboard that we have in the homepage, we're also giving you the ability to set up more than one report view if you have different focus on specific report areas. So it's very easy to configure a new report view. For example, if I want to look at all incidents, I can just easily create a report named like that, and I can select the account type that are having access to this view, and just as easy as that, I create a new report view. And then to switch between different report views, you can quickly just do it from a drop-down list like this. And then to set up a report view is easy and quick. We're also having more reports added to the system here. There are really two highlights that I wanted to bring to your attention. One is actually the distribution for the assignment history here. So basically, the assignment history report will give you the ability to dig into all the ticket history with a given date range. You can look for example, I'm logged in as Terry Johnson here. I can look at all incidents that are assigned to me, or maybe for a specific user. I want to see how many incidents are assigned to me into either a group of states or a specific status. So basically, this report will give you the ability to really dig into the history and find out either the performance or the ticket flows, and you want to have some detailed ticket count in terms of how incidents are assigned throughout different team members. This report will give you the ability to do that. And another report that we introduced here is actually the enhanced incident workflow. Incident flow. So the summary report are now equipped with a graph where the green bar really shows you all the new incidents that are created during this week. And the orange bar really shows you how many tickets are closed during this week, while the dot and line really gives you a trend of how many incidents are still open after this time period. Now, you can do different time interval. It doesn't have to be week. You can do it by months, by year, by quarter. But basically, this intuitive line will shows you how tickets are piling up in a system, or if you have a flat line, basically means the workload is properly processed. And we hope this report will give you a better view of how the incidents are getting processed in ServiceWise. Now, the next highlights will be the project plan piece, and I'll switch to Prince to introduce that project plan.
Okay. Charlie, you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so before I start with project plan, just want to let you know in certain projects, in this case, a change management project, we have the ability to create projects. And so on the left-hand side, I have this folder structure. This isn't probably useful for help desk, but at least for change management and other types of work projects, you can have the ability to build out your projects. So I'm grouping by my different IT management projects, and underneath each I can have, additional projects. But the important piece is every one of these projects have a time duration. And so because it has a time duration, we can switch over to the planning view, which will actually replicate that folder structure that I saw in the list view. And because each ticket can also have a start and an end date, we're able to present to you a Gantt chart-like interface. This used to be available in previous versions from 10, but since Chrome and other browsers no longer support Silverlight, we had to completely rework this to support HTML5. So it should work in 10.1 now. Along with this is you can see on the left-hand side, it's very similar to Microsoft Project where you can show all the tasks. So all these tickets, 56, 59, are listed out. you can filter by different types as well. And then underneath each, you should be able to see any additional events or tasks that are associated with that particular ticket. But everything is time-based, and we can set up predecessors and then also set up critical paths and things like that. Along with this too is a little bit of resource management. So if I switch over to resources, I should be able to see all my project members. I can set a schedule for them. This dip right here that you see is probably because of the weekends, but I can give them a plan time where they're available 100%, and then versus an actual time. So as long as they're entering their actual times, you should be able to get an accurate gauge of the effort each person is undergoing for all projects, not just this particular project. And I think that's it for project plan. Try to switch back to you.
Thank you, Prince. Prince, can you view my screen?
Yep, I can see your screen.
Okay, cool. So we go through all the major things that are happening in ServiceWise, and of course we're having a long list of features and changes that are included in the release note, which we'll actually send out to you guys later after this webinar, and it's also available in the registration email that you guys can check out. So we're actually going to take another stop at the ServiceWise portal. So ServiceWise portal is now sitting along with ServiceWise project selector now. It used to be always a separate web URL that you need to go to. But now if you're a member in the ServiceWise project, will basically give you the ability to single sign on to ServiceWise web portal. And we also update all the UIs to line up with the ServiceWise 10.0 and above UI. And we also added the employee view, the new employee view with the performance upgrade, and you will have the ability to access view here within ServiceWise as well. So the next stop, we're going to take a look at our mobile app. Okay. So this is a new version for our mobile offering. We have redesigned many areas in the mobile app. The first important area is actually the list view. So the list view actually are combined with the color code feature that we have on the web portal. So if you have a specific field values that are tied within the color code, it will be able to show you the different colors from the mobile app list view as well. We also have redesigned the UI for you to quickly filter down the list or sort the list. And then in the upcoming release, it will be equipped with the web conversation feature that we have on the web portal. And also the unified attachment controls are also going to be capturing all the incident level attachments from the mobile app. And you can easily just quickly attach a photo from the mobile app if you're on the go. And you can just take a photo and upload it to the ServiceWise ticket within this mobile app. And we're also working on something more here. Let me show you that. We're also working on a scanning feature to actually integrate with ServiceWise, so it can give you the ability to scan a barcode or a QR code. Well, once we recognize the number, it will actively search in ServiceWise to find the related asset, and you can bring up the asset details to update the detailed informations, or if you wanted to do it at the initial process, we can even give the option for you to create a new asset based on the number scanning here. So I can quickly show you how the scanning works here. So I'm gonna search on the web for a QR code. And I'll use the image as the example here. I'll just scan a QR code here. So basically this QR code is telling me that I probably have too many here. It's a website information. So once we have that, if it was a QR code for a specific number, then we're able to map it inside AssetWise, so you can find the related asset in this case. And we're also having the KnowledgeWise presentation view, which is introduced in version 10. And this view will also be available from the mobile app. Well, you will still have access to the regular knowledge view where it contains all your documents and knowledge items. And you can view the attachments from knowledge versus you can always switch back to the presentation view to have a more graphic and lifelike knowledge presentation. And then we'll also have a notification view embedded here. The notification view will integrate with the current notification engine of ServiceWise. All you need to do is define a new message template where you can select certain field and values to be included in the notification, and it will all automatically pushed to your mobile phone and your smartwatch. So that's a quickly update for the mobile app. And excuse me. So now let's go back to the slides here. We want to share with you guys for some of the future release plan that we have for ServiceWise here. So for the future release, we're actually having several different areas to focus on. The first one is Cloud PBX. It's going to be a SaaS model offering for a phone system that you can seamlessly integrate with ServiceWise. We already offer a CTI integration where you can integrate with your phone system to actively track all the calls into the system and then automatically generate tickets. But with Cloud PBX, it's the next generation of phone system that you don't actually have to have physical phones of your organization, and you can just merge it with ServiceWise solution. And then we'll also have a web admin. Let me go to the next slide. We'll also have a web admin. It's going to be a light version at first. We'll give you the ability to no longer rely on some of the stuff that you need to do through the regular admin client. And then we'll soon be extended to the full version. Then we'll retire the admin client. And for the Cloud PBX, we'll be able to show you a quick demo shortly. And some of the other focused areas are actually integration with other popular service tools here. So we already offer single sign-on inside ServiceWise, but we're looking at the market and we'll be able to integrate with popular tools like Authcard to support SAML 2.0 single sign-on. And we'll integrate with Twilio to support two-factor authentication. Basically, it will be enabling ServiceWise to push out short messages and verification code to mobile phone device. And then we'll integrate with Slack to help gain more productive into team collaboration tools and be able to view and share tickets inside Slack. And then for some detailed features, we're going to unify all the icons that we have inside ServiceWise. We're going to use vectorized icon. It's a new standard for all the icons. We'll try to unify all the icons with more intuitive UI and update it in all the areas. And some of the other detailed features like real-time notification that we're going to have within the web browser when any changes that happens, so it won't actually just go into your mailbox, but it will actively pop up on the web browser for you to view a instant notification. And we'll also be updating the search feature that we have here, mostly in the instant list view. We'll combine the query search and the keyword search. So you'll have a unified UI, and all you need to do is think of the stuff that you need to find, and it will automatically filter out any related queries or any most recent search, or if we didn't get any results back, we'll just use the keyword to help you list out the results. Now, since we have some time left, I'll be showing you guys a quick demo of the PBX system here. So this system is still in its alpha stage. I'll quickly introduce you how the system works here. I'll be going into the setting views here. And to easily illustrate the idea of the call integration with Cloud PBX solution here, it basically gives you the ability to create a call center, and it will be easily drag and drop to create a call center diagram. So whenever people are calling into a number, you have the ability to just do a quickly setup of the workflow to decide which route it should go to when they press the phone, the dial pad key. And you'll be able to add any team members that are part of the system to be available to answer this phone. And the system will give you the ability to route a call either to a browser or to a physical phone if you still want to keep that in your office. So let me give you a quick example here. So I'm currently logged in as Terry Johnson. So in order to show that, I'll make myself as the only available member. And I'm currently using the browser to actually picking up phones. So I'll be able to use my Skype to make a phone call. This is actually actively working for our Texel UK office right now. So I'm actually going to press 2 and it will route me to the support line. And Terry Johnson is actually the only person that are actually working on the support line. So I'll get a call incoming here and I'll be able to answer from the browser. And if I was routing it to a phone, it will then be popping up on my desk phone. And I can also leave a message at any time, and the system will be able to track all the calls and the related message inside the solution here. So we hope it will bring you the next generation of a phone integration with a service desk. Of course, it will still be able to keep a physical phone if that will smooth the transition. But generally, it will be our offering for a more modern solution for integration with call center. So that's pretty much what we have here for the demonstration. And I think we'll still have some time left for some Q&A section. Hey,
Sorry,
Prince.
there was a question on whether or not the mobile app works with Android.
Yes, so the mobile app will be offered on both Android and iPhone. I mean,
Okay,
iOS
great.
platform. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if you mentioned the release date for
So
ServiceWise 10.1.
yes, so several pieces here. ServiceWise 10.9, the major web portal and all the major functionalities will be released this Friday. The build is ready to distribute. I'll put it for download this Friday. And ServiceWise is actually available right now, and the mobile app solution will be available on the App Store around November.
Okay, great. Is there a way for users to play with the mobile app today?
Yes, so we're actually able to distribute it with a link right now.
Okay.
The mobile app is actually available from app stores in China, but it's not available on the US App Store yet. But if you like, we do have a way to distribute it with a link, and you can test it out with your current ServiceWise system.
Okay, great. And just for those that don't know, ServiceWise and CustomerWise are going to be released at the same time. They use the same platform. So just to clear up the confusion there. Okay. Let me see. Charlie, I had a question here. Are we able to set up a test environment um, for people to try out 10.1 before upgrading?
Yes. So, well, if you guys have environment to like host your own testing site, we're actually able to distribute the build to you guys right now. But if you would like to set up a testing environment hosted by us, you're always welcome to request that to our support team.
Okay, sounds good. I think that's all the questions for now. Feel free to just send an email to the support team if you have any additional questions, and we'll try to get them answered.
Let's see. Okay. I think Prince, I saw a question asking about uh, the
Oh yeah,
changes that have in customer view. Oh, okay. So I guess probably there are customers joined later that missed that. So in the customer view, the major change are basically two parts. We added more tabs and fields available to specific projects for you to track more detailed information. And we also introduced new controls called data grid, more like a flexible table where you can have any types of controls, and you can have as many as columns as you want, and you can have as many as data to track in a single control, kind of like a table. And we also update the list view and the controls that are loading data. So it will now load data very fast when you're toggling through the controls, and it will also be updated to the incident list view in future versions.
Okay. So basically, we can have additional custom pages and fields in the customer employee view, right, for different projects.
Correct.
That are specific to different projects. Okay. Oh, actually, this is a good question. The autosave feature, does it work when you drag and drop attachments?
Actually, all the attachments, once you drag it and drop it into the control, unless you actively click cancel, it will be automatically saved to the tickets.
Okay, great. So the feature doesn't really apply in that case. Okay. Had a question about the install process. How do users, I guess, how do users install this? We basically will send them the package for the installers, right? And then basically they just need to set up, well, we can do this hosted too. Here, I'll answer this question. So the install process is pretty pretty straightforward. We just need SQL Server or Oracle as the database, and then we'll give you an install package to install on top of that. And then we'll send you an email on the detailed instructions on how to do that. And of course, we can host the system for you as well. Okay.
Yeah, and a little thing to add to that. So from 10.1, you're now able to open the admin tool right from a web portal. And if you don't have the admin client installed on your local machine, and it will basically bring you a download of the admin tool. And once installed, it will always be able to prompt you every time you request to open the admin from the web portal. This essentially is a phase that we're trying to smooth the process once the web admin comes along. So it will always be available from the web portal.
Okay, we had another question. Plans for integration with MS Teams. I don't believe we have that currently, but we can add that on the roadmap. All right. I think that's it for now. Oh, by the way, guys, this webinar is recorded, so we can send you a link afterwards too. Okay. I think that's it for now. Thanks everybody for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.